Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. We're all there. Raghu, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yeah. Girja, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Akbar, good evening. Deepika, madam, good evening. Madam, nimದು issue ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Deepika, madam. Okay, good. Okay. Gaurav, good evening. Gautam, good evening. Manish, good evening. Umesh, good evening. Varun, good evening. Prasad, good evening. Yeah. So let us just wait for a minute, okay, before everyone logs in. It's exactly 7 o'clock now. Okay. So are there any queries, questions with respect to? Okay. So good evening, everyone. Let us start this session. I think some 13, 14 members have logged in already. Good evening, Bijoy. Chetan, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah. Frank, good evening. Okay. So let's start the session. Are there any queries or questions with respect to yesterday's points that we discussed? Okay. So if there are no queries or questions, could we move forward with today's topics? Okay. So let's move forward. Okay. So the purpose of training is very clear. Okay. So we want to ensure that the participants learn Tally Prime, put that into use in their work, whether in their business or in their work, and ensure that the efficiency is increased and duplication of work is avoided. So that's the purpose of this training. Okay. So today, we'll probably conclude the GST topic. Okay, so I'll just take you through what are all the points that we'll discuss. Yeah.
Can I ask you one question in between?
Yeah.
Because I have one doubt, because there is if the buyer, if the buyer doesn't have a GST and the buyer and the seller charges the GST and the buyer gives the GST amount also, what is the impact on the GST total transaction?
See, if the buyer has the GST or not, it is immaterial.
Okay.
As a seller, do I have GST is what counts. Say, example, I'm selling to you.
Okay.
If you have GST or not, it is immaterial. If I'm a registered dealer, I have to charge tax and you have to pay whether you are a registered dealer or not.
Okay.
Only thing is, if you are a registered dealer, you will be able to claim input tax credit. If you are not a registered dealer, then you can't claim the input tax credit. But you will end up paying the tax, whether irrespective whether you are whether you are a registered dealer or not. See, like example, I'll just give you a simple example. Okay, so we go to the food joint. Okay, we go to buy to coffee and have coffee. Okay, so he charges tax 5%. He charges GST, irrespective whether he's selling to an end consumer or is he selling to a corporate. It doesn't matter. Okay. He's charging GST. He is supposed to charge GST irrespective of the nature of the customer. Only thing is, if I'm a registered GST vendor and if I ask for an invoice with my GST number, then based on the law, I can take the input tax credit.
Okay.
But if I'm a consumer or if I'm an unregistered dealer, I can't take input tax credit. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Hope it got clarified.
Yeah, it's clarified. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So today we will discuss on basically interacting with the GST portal. Okay, so that is the topic of discussion today. Okay, so the step one, we look at how to upload GSTR1 JSON file from Tally to government portal. How do we file? What are all the steps that involves in filing of GSTR1? Then we'll also look at how do we reconcile GSTR2, reconciliation of input tax transaction. That yesterday we saw that how do you get that JSON file, how do you download the JSON file and you reconcile with your books. Okay, we'll look at the live transactions today. Okay, and see how the reconciliation happens. Then in step 3, we will look at how do we file GSTR3B using the JSON offline method. How do we upload that? Then how do we verify GST payable from the GST portal? Then how do we make online payments? Then how do we file GSTR 3B? After uploading and making online payments, how do we file GSTR 3B? Then how do we create adjustment entries in Tally Prime? So today, most of our discussion, our training will be on integrating my Tally data to my GST portal and seeing how I can reduce the work. Because I already have the data in my Tally, I'm just transferring that data to GST portal. That is what we will see today. And what we will do is, we will see all these things on a live data. So today what we'll do is, I have not filed my April returns as my organization as Meda Consultancy Services. I have not filed my GST returns for the month of April. I specifically kept it pending so that we could use this data for training purposes and you as the participants can actually see it live, how it works. Okay, how the Tally data, Tally Prime data, how it could get integrated to GST portal. That is what we will see today. So we will look at the actually our company data, our live data, and take and look at each of these steps. Is it fine? Okay, so let me just open my Tally. Okay, so step 1 is uploading GSTR1 in JSON format. That is step 1. That is what we need to do. So for that, first let me just log into my Tally. Okay, so I'm logging into my company's Tally. Okay, so this is the live data. Okay, for your understanding. Okay, you need to know this is live data in which we are working on. Okay, so I have opened my company live data. Okay, you're seeing the last transaction is on 21st of May. After that, I have not made any transaction. On Gateway of Tally, I'll just say go to GSTR1. So this is my GSTR1 report. There are 16 transactions in my outward supplies for the month of April. Out of that, 14 transactions are B2B, 2 transactions are B2C, small invoices. And you could also look at what is the taxable amount, what is the CGST amount, SGST amount. Okay, all these things are available on the screen. Okay, so let's do one thing. Parallelly, we will open one Excel sheet and start recording these things so that we can cross-check whether are we doing it in the right manner. Okay, so fine, let me just open one more sheet. Okay, so anyhow, look at Tally. There are 16 transactions which is participating in this GSTR1. So if you click enter, it is showing each transaction, invoice number wise 001, 002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And each of these transactions, there has been billed Okay, and this is my B2C sales, which is a cash transaction. And I think this is also B2C sales because Sacred Hearts Girls First Grade College, they don't have GST number. Okay, so if you look at their details, okay, they don't have the GST number. They are unregistered dealers. So I have marked them as unregistered. So it is B2C sales. These two are B2C sales. Another 14 are B2B sales. Okay. So now if I look at B2B, there are 14 transactions. So which are these 14? It's available here. If you want voucher wise, on the right hand side, you have an option. Click on voucher wise. It will show you the voucher wise details. GST number, the customer name, invoice number, taxable amount, what is the CGST, SGST, IGST, cess amount, and what is the invoice value. Okay, it's available over here. And B2C sales, there are two transactions. If you look at these two transactions, invoice number 9 and 10, okay, which we have done. So totally there are 16 transactions. Now I need to upload this to GST portal. So first I need to extract this in JSON format or CSV format, and I could upload it. So JSON format is basically an encrypted format. Okay, that's always better to have it in JSON format because you can't change any of these things. So you could just go to export on this report, click on e-returns. So here you have option CSV, Excel, and JSON format. Example, I'm extracting in JSON format. Okay, export separate file for each of the section. No, take everything in one file. Which path you want to export? Okay, I don't want in the sales invoice. Okay, I want this in 21-22, GST 21-22. Okay, so in this, I need to extract this. So the file name is GSTR1 underscore the GST number underscore April 21-22.json file. Okay, and I'm also saying export document summary. Yes, I require the document summary also. And click on export. So the file has got generated. This is the file which has got generated in my GST portal. This is my JSON file. So what I'll do now is I have extracted the file from Tally. Okay, so let me just open GST portal. Okay, so I'm logging with my username and password. CAPTCHA 903248 and login. Yes, I have logged into the GST portal. Okay, it's saying under which IP it has got logged in. So it's showing last login on 28/5 at 3 o'clock I had logged in today. Okay, so, and this is my GST number. Okay, all these things are showing over here. Now I say go to return dashboard. So what I need to upload? I need to upload for the month of April. So I'll select April and click on search. Okay, so it's giving some messages saying the extended due date shown is meant for late waiver fee, various things. So I'm already late. 28th is the return. I should have updated by 26th. So it's already 28th. So in the next month, I will be paying the late fee because I've still not uploaded. So for your information, I'll just open this GSTR1. This is what actually we want to upload. So if you look at GSTR1, okay, everything is blank. If you look at 4AB, 4B, 4A, 4B, 4C, 4, all these things, B2B invoices, amount is blank. Okay, if you look at everywhere, the amount is blank. And this is what it is showing in your GSTR1 in Tally. If you look at Tally now, okay, so if you look at here, B2B invoices, 4A, 4B, 4C, 6B, 6C. Is this what it is? Next, large invoices, 5A, 5B, 5A, 5B large invoices, B2C large invoices, B2C small invoices is 7. B2C small invoices, it will be somewhere down. Amended B2C others, 7. It's coming under others. So like this, each of this sub categories is whatever the things that is divided over here is as whatever as per the GST, it's available in your Tally also. Hope this is clear. Okay. So now what I'll do is I need to upload my GST for GSTR1. So I'll just go back to returns. Okay. I'm just selecting for the month of April. So now I want to upload this JSON file, whatever I have downloaded from Tally. This is the JSON file, whatever I have got the JSON file, I want to upload this. So what I'll do is I'm going to GST portal, GSTR1, then I'm clicking here, prepare offline. Offline means I already have some data, I want to upload it. If I click on prepare online, I can go on typing each of the invoices. So manually I need to do. Already I've done it in Tally. If I do it manually, it will be a duplication of work. Now I want to just reduce this duplication of work by uploading whatever the information that is available. So I'm just clicking on prepare offline. When I click on prepare offline, it is asking me to choose a file. So I need to choose which file I want to upload. Click on this upload, choose a file. Okay, then select the path from which path you want to read this file. So I'm just copying the path and pasting over here. So this is the file I want to upload. Select the file, click on open. Now it has successfully uploaded. It's giving you a message here. Your JSON file has been uploaded successfully. The validation process may take around 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes. Please revisit accordingly. And in the status, it's showing as in progress. So if it says in progress, it has got uploaded and it has given you a message also. If there are any errors, it will write here while uploading. Currently, it says not applicable. So your upload is success. But only thing is, it's giving you a message saying, please revisit after 15 minutes so that internally it has to get processed. This data has to get processed and it should be available on your GSTR1. Okay. So that's the maximum. 15 minutes is the maximum that they are saying. Okay. So here, if you look at here, processed. Okay. Back to file returns. Okay. I'm just back over here. Okay. So I can just check after 10 minutes, it will have probably got updated. Now, if I go to GSTR1, has it got updated? No, it has still not got updated. Okay, so you could just refresh and check. Okay, probably it will take around 5-10 minutes of time. Okay, so not an issue. We'll revert back after 5-10 minutes of time. Okay, so while this is happening, okay, we'll go back to Tally. Okay, and see, okay, what are all the things that we need to do over here. Okay, since this is your GSTR1, okay, so you have uploaded it. Anyhow, you need to wait for 10-15 minutes. You don't have a choice. Okay, while we wait for this, I want to know, are there any questions in this on how to upload GSTR1? Are there any queries? Need to be Hello. Sir, your voice, I'm not able to hear. Hope my voice is audible to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Someone was asking a question. I'm not sure. Was that?
Sir.
Yeah.
Narendra here.
Yes, Narendra, please tell me.
Sir, we directly upload from Tally,
but
how do we check whether each and every details are correct or not?
See, first, okay. So first thing is you need to ensure, you need to check in Tally and ensure everything is correct.
Yeah.
Then what, after uploading, you can cross check whether these numbers are appearing there or not.
Okay.
Now we have uploaded. As
Yes,
the
sir.
system told, you need to wait for 15 minutes for it to get processed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just wait.
Okay, sir.
Generally, it doesn't take 15 minutes. That's the maximum time it says.
Yeah.
Okay, it gets updated. Yeah. See, now it has got already updated.
Okay, sir.
See, here it's saying B2B invoices.
Yeah.
Tax value is 3,17,163. Is my value matching? 3,17,163?
Yes, sir.
Value is matching. Then taxable value 2,68,782.45. 2,68,782.45.
Yeah.
SGST, CGST, total taxes 48,340. That is, it is showing totally. So 24,190 plus 24,190.
Yeah.
Okay, it is matching. If you want to look at individual data, again click on this.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, the same data, it's available transaction wise. Say example, if I click on enter over here, this is the data. Tally Solutions Private Limited, there are 2 invoices.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is giving you the GST number wise. Here it doesn't give the company name.
Yeah.
Because the identifier is GST number.
Yes, sir.
So here, if you look at 29 AAA CP 7879, 28 AAA CP 7879, there are 2 invoices worth 31,349. Is this the number matching?
Yes.
2821.41, 2821.41.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to know which are these 2 invoices, further you could click over here. It will show this 2 invoice number 015, 016 is showing this. Now, if I click on enter over here, is this the one which is showing 015, 016?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, like that, you could cross verify.
Okay, sir. Sir, if there is a which are not like unregistered dealer, and then there is a reverse charge mechanism.
Right.
How do we go about, sir?
So I'll show you. See, unregistered dealer will not have any effect on your GSTR1, that is in our outward.
Okay.
Okay, so in the outward, anyhow, you are charging the tax, irrespective whether he is an unregistered dealer or a registered dealer. Only thing is, if it is an unregistered dealer, okay, it will show in your B2C column.
Okay.
B2B is registered dealers.
Yes, sir.
These two, B2B, B2C, large and small, it will show in a separate category. Yeah. So here in this case, out of my 16 transactions, 2 transactions are B2C. So it is showing in separate category, okay, under invoices of 7 in B2C small. Now, if I look at the same thing, see here there are 14 transactions. It says 14.
Yeah.
Number of documents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now come down to look at B2C invoices. B2C invoices, it is 1.
Yeah.
Okay, but here there are 2 transactions.
Yes.
Transactions wise it is 2. But what happens is when you upload B2C invoices, it doesn't upload transaction wise because there is no further GST number for that. So it will just upload only the summary details. Though it is for 2, the department doesn't require individual transactions in the current this thing. So it will just upload only the summary. 18%, 17,049. This is what you are saying. 18%, 17,049. 1534.42, 1534.42.
Okay.
Tax.
Yes, sir.
This has got uploaded. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If I had exports, okay, then it probably would have shown here and it would have uploaded in 6A in this table.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't have any exports. Export invoices is nil.
Okay.
Okay. So on a click of a button, I have uploaded my GSTR1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I need to file this. So once when I've uploaded it and when I look at it and I feel, okay, everything is proper, I can come to end and I could say, okay, I want to review this. Click on review. Okay, click on submit. I could see here. I have told, I acknowledge that I have reviewed the details of the preview and the information is correct and I would like to submit the details. I am aware that no changes can be made after submitting the form. So
sir,
be very clear.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah.
That reverse charge mechanism, if there are any bills,
right?
For example, transporter claiming a reverse charge mechanism. So in that case, where it will be shown in
the
the
reverse charge mechanism will be applicable in the most of the time in your GSTR2.
Okay, sir.
Not in GSTR1.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here I'm submitting and it is also saying, please be aware after submitting, you can't make any changes. Before that, you could make whatever changes you want to do. So I'm saying, okay, submit this. So it's saying you are about to submit GSTR1. Would you like to proceed? No changes can be made in this return. Proceed. Okay. So I have submitted it. Okay. Again, it will take few more minutes. Okay. For me to file this. After submitting, I could click on file returns. Means it takes it as, okay, it has got filed. So still it's not ready. Okay, it will take some time. It will take another probably 5 minutes time to generate my submitted form and be ready for filing. Not available at this time. Please try later. Okay, so let us try this later. Let us come back. Okay. So now if I look at the presentation, so we saw how to upload the file. We have submitted it. Filing is pending. Okay. The next is, how do I do the GSTR2 reconciliation? Okay, so this is pending. I'm just saying, so for me to track. Okay, this completed. Okay, so how do we do GSTR2 reconciliation? So if you refer yesterday's training, actually we downloaded the GSTR2 JSON file. Okay, from the same this thing. Okay, but in our data we didn't have enough of transactions for us to do the reconciliation because we had not accounted a lot of purchase bills. So we have that JSON file what we had downloaded yesterday in our system. After that, there is no changes in our GSTR2 in the portal. So if I just go back to my downloads, okay, I have this returns. This is what we had downloaded yesterday, the file. So let's go back to Tally and do the reconciliation once again with the same file, because today we have all the GST bills that we have accounted. So I'll just go back to GSTR2. If I look at GSTR2, now I have 13 transactions in my B2B. I don't have any transaction in B2C. So I have not done any unregistered dealer purchase, or I have not done any reverse charge mechanism. See here, Narendra, it will all show you over here. URD purchases, anything that is to do with reverse charge liability to be booked.
Yes, sir.
It will show in a separate this thing. URD purchases, reverse charge, inward supplies, import of services, advance payment. All these things are part of your GSTR2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, if I want to do the reconciliation, again, I will just go to click on import and say load JSON file. Yesterday we had this JSON file. That is what we had downloaded. Okay, I'm just copying that path, selecting this is the file. Click on this. Again, it has got updated. Now today you could see there will be a lot more reconciliation of the transactions that would have happened. Okay, out of 13, see here, reconciliation status, this has got completed. So this has got reconciled. So all these things have got status updated as reconciled. Okay. See here, this transaction, there are 4 transactions. If I just click on this, enter. Save transactions can mark as new for exporting means this transaction, the party has uploaded, okay, but he has still not filed his GSTR1. GSTR1 filing is pending. But for me, the reconciliation is completed. So it is saying as saved transaction. And there is one last transaction which is saying Venkatesh, where we have accounted the invoice, but Venkatesh has still not filed his returns. So I will not get this input of 3,500 plus 3,500 now. Sorry, 3,500 rupees, the tax availed. I cannot take the input because my supplier has not filed his returns. But all others, they have filed the returns and it has been reconciled. So while I have 13 transactions in my books, now with whom I need to talk to for filing? Only Venkatesh. Venkatesh has missed it. Now it becomes very easy for me to just pick phone, call Venkatesh and say, sir, please upload your invoice, please file your returns. Else, I don't get this 3,500 rupee input credit. Because this is still pending. This will be very, very helpful when your input transactions are very high. Say example, you have every month 100 input transaction. It's very difficult for an individual to keep track of which invoices we have received, which invoices has been uploaded, how much of input tax we could claim. Okay, so hope this is clear. So once when you do this, okay, either you could save this so that the next time it will be here only, or you could even exit without saving. And see, generally what happens is, as I told you, till 28th, the filing returns date has got extended. So Venkatesh might upload tomorrow. You don't know. And when I see day after tomorrow, Venkatesh bill might also be there. So this is always a dynamic information. So every time you want to reconcile, it's always better to just download the JSON file from the portal and upload it here so that it will automatically reconcile and show you which are the transaction which is yet to reconcile. Okay, so I'm just showing you once again. Once when you double click on this, you get in 3 status. One is status updated, where on the last column you could see the reconciliation status has got uploaded. The second is saved transaction in your books. Okay, but while the supplier has uploaded, his GSTR1 is still pending to be filed. So it is showing in a separate category. And the last category is where your supplier has still not filed the GST returns, GSTR1, and it is just accounted only in your books, and it is not it is not showing a GST code. Hope this is clear. Any questions on this? See, this is because this is one of the critical simplicity in Tally that they have done, okay, which can reduce your work to a great extent. Okay.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Can we do it in Excel also?
Yes, you can extract this into Excel and do it. Department has given a separate Excel format.
Yeah.
Tally exports to that format.
Okay, sir.
You could do it. See, I generally do it in JSON file because that's an encrypted format, okay, which no one can change that. So whatever is in my Tally will be there only. If it is in Excel, I can take it to Excel and manipulate that Excel sheet before uploading.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I'll exit this. Okay, now let me just go back to my GST portal and see what's happening on the portal. So I'll just say April, click on April. Okay, April returns. So now the status is submitted. Status is showing us GSTR1 is submitted. I'll go open this GSTR1 report. Now I want to file this. I'll just say acknowledge. Preview. So it has got downloaded when I click on preview. Okay, so I could look at this whenever I want. So this is the preview that I have got my GSTR1. Final. This is for my records. I could file this. Okay. So while I do that, let me just go back to GST portal and click on file returns. Return, file return. Okay. So when I click on file return filing for GSTR1, I'll click this. I hereby solemnly affirm and declare that the information given here in above is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief that nothing has been concealed therefrom. And I'll select who is filing this, the authorized signatory. Then how can you file this? You can file using the DSC if you have a digital certificate. Okay, you could do that, or you could use EVC where you get an OTP on your email and mobile. So I use the OTP. I'll just click on using EVC, electronic validation, and it says the OTP has been sent to my email ID and the mobile number, and this OTP is valid for so many seconds. Okay, so let me just take my mobile, see what is the OTP I have got. Yes, I have got an OTP. Dear applicant, OTP for authentication using EVC is so and so. OTP will expire in 10 minutes. Okay, so I'll just type. So I've just updated my OTP and click on verify. So it is verified. On the top, it is saying GSTR1 of GSTIN for so and so GST number for the period April 21-22 has been successfully filed. The acknowledgement reference number is this. The GSTR1 can be reviewed on your dashboard with using login with this navigation. So I have my GSTR1 filing is complete. I could go back to returns. Okay, and look at my April returns again. Status is filed. Earlier it was showing last date was 26th. Then when we submitted, it showed it as submitted. Now with OTP, I have filed this. So GSTR1 is filed. GSTR2, I have done the reconciliation in my system. I know that for one invoice, I don't get the GST input credit that is for my office rent bill. I know that I don't get this input credit for my office rent bill. Okay, for this HV Venkatesh. So I don't get this. So here you could see here the status. Okay. It's okay, fine. So what I'll do is, now there is nothing of filing GSTR2 because GSTR2 is an automated information. When GSTR1 is filed by my supplier, automatically my GSTR2 gets enabled, updated. So there is nothing for filing the GSTR2. Okay, then we need to move towards GSTR3B. So what is the last date for filing GSTR3B? It is 19/6/2021. So I have a lot more time to file GSTR3B, but no problem. Let us do it today only. So let me come back to the presentation. We completed this, right? We completed GSTR2 reconciliation, downloaded the JSON file from portal, and we uploaded that to Tally, and we saw how many transactions are matching. The next step is to file GSTR3B using JSON file format upload. So what I'll do is, I'll come back to Tally, go to GSTR3B report. This is for the month of April. So on the top, you could see for the period 1st April to 30th April. It is showing my outward GST. It is showing my inward GST. So my outward tax payable is 53,000. My inward tax paid is 24,000. So the difference I am supposed to pay, right? So I'm just enabling so that I could know individual headwise tax. 26,000, 26,000, 12,000, 12,000. So the balance I need to pay, right? So what I'll do is, I will export this GSTR3B. Click on e-returns, export e-return in JSON format. Okay, with which path I want to take it into 21/22 GST path. And it says as GSTR3B with the GST number for the month April 21/22. Export, click on E, Alt E. It has got exported. So now you are able to see the file which has come over here, GSTR3B. The file has got generated. This file again, I need to upload it to GST portal. So I am going back to GST portal. What I need to do, I need to go to GSTR3B for the month of April. Here I have selected for the month of April, and I have come to GSTR3B, which says 19th June is the last date for filing. No problem. I will do it offline. Means I'm just uploading the file. Same process as we did in GSTR1. Okay, so this is the file GSTR3B for the month of April 21, financial year 21/22. Click on open. Again, this has been uploaded. It says your JSON file has been uploaded successfully. The GST systems will now validate uploaded data. Please come back after 15 minutes. It has given the reference ID for uploading the GST file, that is JSON file of GSTR3B. Status, it says processed. Error, there are no errors. It says not applicable. Hope this is clear. Okay. Fine. So let's go back and look at the reports. Okay. So now, are there any questions on this? Let me just go to chat and see, is there any questions? Okay. So Frank is asking a question. What are the uncertain transactions? Corrections needed. I think this you are asking in GSTR1, right?
Correct.
Okay. So let me just go to GSTR1. I will show it to you. What is this uncertain transactions that I have? Yes, I had few uncertain transactions. Okay, purposefully I had kept those things in pending. Okay, I didn't want to upload that. GSTR1. If I look at here, there are 4 uncertain transactions. What is this uncertain transaction? Means it requires some corrections. Okay, so example, if I just go and look at what is this whole transaction, okay, it says information required for generating table-wise bills are not provided. Enter. There are 4 invoices. One for Sri Ishwar Automobiles. Okay, amount is 500 rupees. There is a GST of 45.45. Then there is Olympic Sporting, 2000 rupees, GST of 180 and 180. Fusion Technologies, 500 rupees, again GST of 45.45. And SLN Lifestyle, 10,800, 972, 972. And it says, for all the things, the exception is GST-IN is not proper. GST number is not correct. Okay, so this is the error. The reason is we have asked the GST number from this customers and they are yet to provide. Whatever the GST number they have given is wrong. So if I just upload with the wrong GST number, it will not take, it will throw up an error, or it will take as from an B2C sale and the customer will not be eligible for input tax credit. So since it is pending, we have not got the GST number from our customers, I have not still uploaded. I am keeping it as pending so that I will change the date and put it in May when I get these details and upload in the month of May so that the customer gets this credit. Okay, so this is the reason. Like this, there might be various reasons. In this example, the GST number is wrong, or there might be reasons like HSN code is not proper, or you are not given the HSN code. Okay, or the tax rate charge, the tax rate versus the amount charged is difference. So there might be various exceptions. So all these exceptions will show up in your uncertain transactions. And it's always recommended to clear all the uncertain transactions before uploading. But I have uploaded because I have already crossed the time. That is one. Second is still these people have not reverted back to me with the correct GST numbers. That's the reason I have kept it pending. So it is showing an uncertain transaction. Hope is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
So what will be the fee actually they charge for penalty when you are not uploaded on time, sir?
I think it is 500 rupees.
Per day, something like that?
I'm not very sure. I'll revert back to you tomorrow. Let me note down this. I'll revert back to you tomorrow. I'm not sure how they charge. Okay, so let me just note down that. Okay, I'll revert back to you on this.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's go back and see our April month. Okay, so I've uploaded this GSTR3B. Let me just go and see the GSTR3B now. Has it been updated? So now it is asking. Nil form of GSTR3B for tax paid can be filed if you do not have made any outward supplies. So it is saying, do you want to file the nil returns? No, mine is not a nil return. So I'll say no and proceed. Okay, so it's giving system generated summary for GSTR3B. So it's saying form status filed. Summary status, yes. Reverse charge not generated, no. Input tax credit not generated, no. So it's saying all these things are not done as such. Okay, so now this has also got updated. So it says tax on reverse charge mechanism or the inward supplies 26,996. 26,996, is that what I had got? Let me just look at GSTR3B. Yeah, it is 26,996, 26,996. That is central tax and state tax. Shreyank, can you reconcile year-wise? Yes, you can reconcile year-wise. That's not a problem. Okay, in Tally it is possible, but when you download from the portal gives you, I think, only month-wise or the quarter-wise based on whatever is available. But you could take all those things and upload it, and it can be done for the whole year or the whole data that you have in Tally. Okay, so these numbers are matching 26,996.84. Okay, which is coming from your outward supplies. Inward supplies, that is your input tax GST, 12,219.4. 12,219.4, 12,219.4, integrated taxes 234. Yes. This is matching again. Okay. Now, I could system generated 3B, I could take it in PDF format. Okay, it gets just downloaded in PDF format. For my record purpose, I could have this. Okay, I could save this GSTR3B whenever I need. Okay, facilitation for filing GSTR3B has been provided. Seems there is an inevitable problem while communicating with GST systems. This might be on account of any one of the following. So it's saying there is some issue in the GST portal. Okay, no problem. So it has got, let me just go back once again. Okay, let me just go to dashboard. Okay, so file returns for the month of May, sorry, for the month of April, GSTR3B. Okay, now I'll just close this and say I need to make. So this I found, okay, everything is proper, no problem. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Everything is proper, it's not a problem. Now I will proceed to make payment. I need to make payment now. I need to pay GST. Click on proceed to make payment. Okay, now this has got auto updated. Okay, my cash ledger. Okay, it is showing over here. Okay, then on this thing, it's saying what is the GST input tax credit. Okay, that I have got. So if you look at this table over here, the GST input tax credit, whatever is there, 26,967, 234, 12,219 GST paid. Okay, means that is your input tax credit. So the balance is 14,514, 14,748, which has got adjusted. Your 234 has got adjusted with CGST. Now it is saying under CGST you need to pay 14,514. Under SGST you need to pay 14,748. This is the payable. Okay. So now I am supposed to pay these two amounts, 14,514 and 14,748. So I could just click on create challan or make payment. So I'm just making an online payment. I'll just click on make payment or post credit to ledger. So when I click on that, it's saying you do not have sufficient balance in electronic cash ledger. Do you want to create a challan? Yes, I want to create a challan and make the payment. See, under head CGST, I am paying 14,514. Under head SGST for Karnataka, I am paying 14,748. And the 234 rupees which was available in my IGST, since I don't have any IGST output, this 234 has got adjusted with CGST. So the value has been reduced for my CGST. So CGST has become 14,514, while SGST remains at 14,748. Hope this is clear. Girija, sir, we have nil rate and exempted GST. If you have any nil rate and exempted GST, you could file a nil return also. Okay, if you do not have any input output, you could just click on nil return and file the nil returns. So totally I'm supposed to pay 29,262 challan amount. So I have an option to pay e-payment over the counter or NEFT RTGS. I'll just click on e-payment. Okay, let me just make an e-payment for this. Generate challan. This has got generated. So the challan has got successfully generated over here. Okay, so 29,262. Preferred bank is my State Bank of India. I'll click on SBI. I'll click on terms and conditions and make the payment. So I'm logging into my bank account. Okay, so it's saying, okay, under the head GST, CPIN, it's giving on 12/6, so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay, confirm. Making payment, yes. Confirm. Type the security code which comes to the mobile. OTP. Confirm. Yes. Payment is done. With reference ID, the payment is successful. Okay, now from my SBI, okay, it has to integrate to the GST portal and it will take some time. Okay, since it's an SBI, it does come instantly. It says tax remittance of 29,262 via bank transfer so and so is successful. You could also view the receipt. Click here to view the receipt. The receipt has come. Yes, I have made the payment. The receipt is available. I'll just download this for my reference. Okay, so I have got downloaded this receipt. Now I can go back to the payments. Okay, and here in the GST portal, we have something called electronic cash ledger that you can check. So when you make a payment, that amount will come and sit in your electronic cash ledger. So if you just go to ledger, here you have electronic cash ledger. Click on this electronic cash ledger. What is the amount that's available? 29,262 cash balance that is available in your electronic cash ledger as of today.
Sir, it can show even history also in this? No.
Yeah, you can see the history
of payments. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can. Okay. So if you want to look at the access denied, sorry. Why? Your session is expired. You don't have permission to access. Okay. So relogin. The session got expired. So I'm just relogging in. Okay. So now when I go to the services, okay. So if you want to see the history, you could go to challan history here. So it will show the complete history of what dates, how much of payment you have done.
Okay. All payments, yes.
All payments are available here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now I have done the payment. Now let me just go back and file my GSTR 3B. Okay, so before getting into it, so JS1 file uploading, we completed this activity. Sorry. We completed this activity. Verify GST payable. Yes, we did this verification of GST payable. Then online payments. Yes, we did the online payments. Now we need to supposed to file GSTR 3B. So I'll just go back, click on April. I have GSTR 3B. Click on this GSTR 3B. It's not a nil return. Okay. So it's showing all the details. Now I'm saying proceed to payment. Last time when I clicked on proceed to payment, it told you don't have enough of cash. You don't have enough of cash in the electronic cash ledger. For that, I went to bank and I transferred that money. Now I have enough of cash ledger. So I'll click on proceed to payment. So it is showing the same thing over here. Okay, so how much of liability that I'm supposed to pay. Now click on make payment or post credit to ledger. So now last time we made the payment. Now we are posting this credit and it's giving you a warning. You are about to agree to the credit claim and utilization as indicated. Relevant amounts will be deducted from your electronic cash and credit ledgers and accordingly liability will be reduced. Also, amount of credit claimed will be credited to electronic credit ledger. Once these entries are made, these cannot be reversed. Are you sure that you want to continue? So it's giving you a warning. It's saying once when you do this, you can't reverse whatever the amount that you have paid. I'm saying, okay, yes, continue with this. Offset is successful. So it has moved from my electronic cash ledger to this credit. It has got adjusted. So it says, liability offset of credit claim has been done successfully. Kindly file the return through EVC or DSC by clicking on proceed to file returns. Okay. So I made the payment. Now proceed to file returns got enabled. These two got disabled. Proceed to file returns got enabled. I'm just clicking on this. Okay. So I could also view the draft of my GSTR 3B. Else I could just click on I agree, select the authorized signatory. Then how do you want to file? Using EVC, that is OTP, or using digital certificate. So I'll use the OTP, click on EVC. Again, I get a OTP on my mobile and email ID by using this OTP. So I have not opened my mail ID. Okay. So it's available on my mobile. I've got the OTP. Click on verify. So it's saying filing successful. GSTR 3B for GSTIN so and so for the month of April 2021. For the month of April 2021 has been successfully filed on 28th May at 20 hours 2 minutes. The acknowledgement reference number is so and so. You could go and get this. The message is sent to your registered email ID and mobile number. Okay. Now I could download my GSTR 3B, which is filed. Showed in folder, yes. GSTR 3B under rule 61.5. My GST number, legal name, trade name, ARN reference, date of ARN, what is the outward supplies, what is the tax collected, how much is the eligible input tax credit, is there any late fee? This is 0 now. This late fee will get added in the next month return because I have filed my GSTR1 late. Okay, payment of taxes has been done. Okay, all this payment of tax details are available and verification with the authorized signatory name. So I'm through with this, my GST filing for the month of April. And all these things I have showed you live on the live data using my data for the month of April. Okay, so this is as simple as this, or it can get as complicated if you are not maintaining the data properly in your Tally. If you are maintaining, see the whole game is Do you have the quality data with you? So I am just taking back of our presentation, which we started on the first session of GST. Okay, in the first session of GST, okay, so if you are filing, so this is monthly return, quarterly returns, yeah, this is key configurations. Now you have to go back and ask, in your data, have you done these key configurations? Have you linked the unit of measure to HSN unit of measures, UQC? Have you updated the HSN code properly, the rate properly? In the ledgers, have you configured the GST properly? Do you have your suppliers and customers GST numbers updated properly? Have you configured your tax ledgers properly? If you have done all these things, your transactions and filing is smooth. Else, it can get as complicated. I've seen people taking 2 days, 3 days to file all these things. Okay. And I've also experiencing for last 4 years, from the day the GST is launched, I file my GST returns. I am not depending on my CAs to file my monthly returns. While I go to them to file my annual returns, because there are a lot of adjustment entries, various things that we need to do. But successfully for last 4 years, I'm able to do my GST using Tally just by extracting the JSON files and uploading it to GST portal and further continuing with GST portal without any errors. Okay, so that is the simplicity of Tally, that's the power of Tally, if you maintain your data properly. Right? So if I just go back to the presentation. So where were we? Okay, we filed online payments, we did. This also got completed. Right? Okay. Then create adjustment entries and payment voucher in Tally. So these two things still pending, because all these things we did it only in the portal, right? So now we need to create an adjustment entry and make a payment entry in Tally. Because if you look at my data, okay, I have not done proper adjustments in my Tally. So if you look at my data, it will show some 6,96,000, which also has some opening balance, because I have not closed my books of accounts. My final entries in Tally is not been passed. So it is still showing us opening balance, which is there, that needs to get adjusted. So what I'll do is I will show you how to pass a payment entry in Tally. Okay, the adjustment entry I'll not be able to do in this books of accounts. I can show it to you in a sample records, but not in my live records. In my live records, I'll show you how to make a payment entry. Okay, so first, to make a payment entry, anyhow, I made an online payment and the challan is available here with me. I know how much of money that I have paid against what heads. So today I have paid 29,262 in my bank on CGST 14,514, SGST head 14,748. So I'll just go to Tally. I'm making a stat payment, right? Statutory payment, State Bank of India, CGST, I'll just say CGST payable. How much is payable? 14,514. SGST payable 14,748. So I paid through what? I paid through fund transfer. Okay, account number, this thing and all. What is the reference ID? Reference ID in which I have paid. CPIN deposit date. This is the reference ID. SIN SBIN. Yeah, this is 1 second. Bank reference reference ID. So I'll just update this reference ID here. Okay, so this transaction is on, sorry, 28th May, right? Not 21st May, 28th May. GST for April 2021 paid. Okay. And the adjustment entry I need to do once when I close the previous year, then I want to do the adjustment taking from the output and the input tax and transferring that to GST payable account. Okay, so that I'll not be able to show on this. Okay, we can do it on a sample data. Right? So with this, we have completed looking at filing of GST returns live online using the live data. So are there any questions on this? I'm through with my presentation because it was all about the live data and updating it to the GST portal and cross-checking that and making an online payment. Okay, all these things we have done it live. So if there are any questions, you could either unmute and ask or put it on chat. Okay, we could look at your questions and we could answer those things.
Sir.
Yeah.
Narendra here, sir.
Yes, Narendra. Please tell me.
Sir, actually, few of the customers or creditors, they would have not uploaded in the GSTR portal their invoices, sir.
Right.
So, but however we follow up with them, they'll take their own time.
Correct.
So till how many months or, what is the time frame we can, get the input credit?
See, time frame is very simple, sir. If your supplier is filing quarterly, he will have time till that end of that quarter. Say example, you have raised invoice, he has raised invoice on you on 1st of April.
Yes, sir.
Example, I am your supplier. I have raised an invoice on you on 1st of April and assume that I am filing on a quarterly basis.
Okay.
So I have time till 10th of July. So effectively, number of days is 100 days I have.
Okay.
To file. So you have to wait. You don't have a choice because I am a quarterly filing option and I have time till that time. I will file only on 9th of July.
Oh.
Okay. But
yes,
if I am a monthly filing option, if I'm under a monthly filing option, like what we did now, example, if I have billed you on 1st of April, max by 10th of or 11th of May, I would have uploaded my GSTR1.
Okay.
So you get that max by 12th of May, you will come to know whether I have uploaded or not. If I have not uploaded, you could follow. For some reason, I have not uploaded.
Yes, sir.
You will follow with me. Okay. Now I've already raised an invoice on 1st of April and I've already given it to you.
Yeah.
If I have not uploaded, I have purposefully not uploaded.
Okay.
Then you can come and ask me, sir, why did you give the bill? Why you are not uploaded? You have to follow up with me. I'll say, illa sir, martoy sir, adeno mistake aaytu sir, accountant tapp maadbididare sir. Next month maadbidtini sir antini. Okay, next month ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ನೋಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. All those things that I need to do. Debit note, credit note, it comes into picture. Or genuinely it has been missed out. I need to include that in May and upload it.
Okay.
But anyhow, the invoice date will change. I cannot upload May invoice, April invoice during the May returns.
Oh, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that will continue to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm also a businessman. You're also a businessman. I will see where I can play my game. Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
ನನ್ಗೇನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ GST ತಾನೆ ನಾಳೆ ಬರ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but on a continuous basis, if I continue to do that, will you continue to buy from me?
No, sir.
No, that is what is going to happen ultimately.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah. Any other questions?
Sir, Manish here.
Hey, Manish.
Sir, Raghu sir has asked one question. What will be the late fee?
How do?
So for ಇದು GSTR one filing, it will be 50 rupees, sir.
50 rupees per day.
Per day.
50 rupees per day.
50 rupees per day.
Ah.
So yes.
Okay.
Like it will go for 25 rupees for CGST central and 25 rupees for state.
Okay.
Raghu, hope you got the answer.
So for annual returns, for annual returns, it will be 200 rupees.
For annual, it will be 200 rupees per day.
Per day. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Shrank is saying it is 1.5%. What is that maximum limit, Shrank? Is 1.5% maximum limit or 1.5%?
So late fee will be 50 rupees per day. It will be to extent of 10,000 rupees.
Okay.
And there will be an interest also of 1.5%.
Okay. So what Shrank is saying is he's extending what Manish has told. While 50 rupees per day is there, based on number of days that you delay, per day it will be 50, but it is capped at 10,000 rupees. Maximum they could charge for a late fee is 10,000 rupees.
10,000,
and further you delay, there might be a interest on late fee up to 1.5%.
Okay.
Correct, Shrank?
Correct, but sometimes there might be a possibility where late fee and interest might come simultaneously.
Okay. So late fee and interest might come simultaneously also. Sir, Shrank is from our CA office.
Okay.
So he is giving a lot more inputs to us.
Thanks, Shrank.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So hope that is cleared. The late fee amount is cleared.
Thank you. Got it, sir.
Okay. So any more questions? See, what I have showed you today is as a business process, not really worrying about too much of tax technicalities. You could do it yourself. But if there are some technicalities like, okay, how do I claim this reverse charge mechanism? I've paid the advance. How does this tax get calculated? Now I have some reverse that I need to take, or I've done some deemed purchases. How do I do all those things? Better consult your GST professional or your chartered accountant. They will be the right people to guide you as to what needs to be done. Okay, so there are two portions to it. There is a technology portion with the basics of GST, and there is a law related portion which might require some kind of an assistance. So what here we have discussed is about the technology piece of the GST with the basics of GST, how you could do. Say example for my business, if you look at the April, I didn't have any debit note, credit notes. All my sales were straight. I had either the B2B or B2C sales. All my purchases were only local purchases. I didn't have any interstate purchase. These are these simple business scenarios. While if there are any complicated, I don't say it as complicated, very varied business scenarios, I would always recommend you please reach out to your GST professionals. You please reach out to your chartered accountants, take their guidance, and ensure that you are updating your books properly. Okay. So this is one clause that you need to take, but I'm sure that a lot of small businesses like me who are into business will be able to do with self-sufficient information. Okay, I think this training of last 5 days, which we discussed on GST, has given each one of you a lot of insights on how you need to maintain your books of accounts in Tally, especially with respect to GST, and how simplified it is for you to do the filing is also shown. But any further technicalities with respect to technology, please call us. We will support you. With respect to law, please reach out to your chartered accountant and tax consultants. Right? Narendra, show adjustment entries in Tally. I'll do one thing, Narendra. I'll just prepare the sample records, do that adjustment entry and show it to you in the next session. Because this is my live data, I have not done any of those adjustments. I don't want to make any adjustments over here now. Okay, fine. So are there any more questions or can we close this session for the day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
I'm there on the call for next 1-2 minutes. If you have any queries, you could speak to me or you could come on chat. Else, we are closing this session. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so tomorrow you will get the assessment paper. Last week you didn't get. Okay, this week you will get the assessment paper for both the weeks. This thing. Please attempt and share it back your assessment sheets. We are again meeting on Monday at 7 o'clock. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.